Alright, how is it going, folks? Camera all right? I'm alright. How about you guys? Like Paul McDonald's here. Chris Mel's here. CH3 FPV. Isaac Mitchell's here. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Well, for another Q and Play live stream. That is where I I play, and then you queue if you'd like, and then I'll A that queue while I play. So that's a little play on words there. Yeah. Or you can just hang out, which is what most people tend to do, but it is your prerogative. As Britney Spears once stole from someone previously. It is your prerogative. Oh, that's me. That's the info. Just so we can have it where we need it there. Right. Well, let's hop on over to the game and let's get right into it. All right. We're back in Far Cry 6. One thing we learned from yesterday is that the songs on the radio are copyrighted. So we've turned the radios off. I left the story and other music on, so hopefully we'll still have some. And that won't get copyrighted strike as well. I guess we'll find out today. One thing I want to do not silence this. Okay. Bags is here. CMYK. How's it going, guys? Good to see you. Hell. Well, hell. Hey, Roger French, how's it going? Good to see you. Might fly a little bit today, I don't know. We'll see what happens.